82% of Jamaicans receive hurricane assistance. Another scammer extradited to the U.S. Man fatally shot by police in St. Catherine, while the Dacosta Cup second round heats up. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. The Ministry of Labor and Social Security is reporting that 82% of householders confirmed to have had damage done to their house by Hurricane Beryl have received reconstruction certificates under the Rebuild Jamaicans initiative. The authorities have disbursed 6,828 checks valued at $608 million to beneficiaries in all parishes as at October 15, with the highest delivery rate in Westmoreland at 94%, followed by the parish of St. Catherine and St. James at 92% each. The ministry is delivering an additional 200 checks valued at a total of $200 million through the parish offices and the community located in several parishes, while simultaneously continuing the process of verifying documentation and check preparation for other claimants. Meanwhile, with less than a year to go before the general election is constitutionally due, nearly 60% of Jamaicans believe the country is headed in the wrong direction, citing high cost of living as a major factor behind their view. In the most recent poll conducted by Don Anderson Market Research Services Limited, 58.1% of the respondents had a grim outlook for the country's future. When 1,012 people were asked why they believed the country was headed in the wrong direction, the answer from 51% was that the cost of living is too high. And given the same prompt in June of last year in a poll commissioned by the People's National Party, 53.3% of the respondents were of the same view. The new data further reveals that 36.6% of respondents believe there is too much corruption in high places, and despite the government spending millions to fight crime, and another 36.6% of respondents lamented that the administration's failure to bring crime under control puts the country in an unfortunate position. Meanwhile, another Jamaican has been extradited to the United States to stand trial for lottery scamming related crimes. Orlando Gentles, otherwise called Tight Pants, was extradited to the U.S. last Thursday, and he was handed over to authorities in South Carolina, where he will face charges for mail fraud, wire fraud, and conspiracy. Detectives have seized an additional $38.3 million in cash during a secondary search in the continuing investigations into suspected lottery scamming activities at a home in St. Catherine. The multi-agency operation conducted on Saturday, October 19 of this year revisited a property on St. Vincent Boulevard in Caribbean Estate, Portmore, where officers had previously seized a large amount of money in various currencies. In a release yesterday, the police said the latest seizure brought the total amount seized to $90 million in Jamaican currency. The operation, which took place between 11:30 and 7:10 p.m., was led by detectives from the National Strategic Anti-Gang Division with support from the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency MOCA, the Financial Investigation Division FID, and the Caribbean Search Center. A man has been charged after he allegedly kicked in a woman's door and attacked her with a knife in Farmtown, Discovery Bay, St. Anne on Saturday, October 5th. Charges 38-year-old Kemar York, a laborer of Land Louis in St. Thomas, and he's charged with burglary and wounding with intent. And it's alleged that York kicked the woman's door open and attacked the woman, stabbing her in the thigh with a knife. An alarm was raised and residents accosted York and summoned the police. Residents then came to her rescue and hung on to York until the police got there. The woman was then taken to hospital for treatment. A man was fatally shot by police in Fraser's Content in St. Catherine on Thursday night. The suspect was shot after he allegedly pulled a gun on members of the Joint Police-Military Team. A Glock pistol with a magazine containing 18 rounds of ammunition was reportedly recovered at the scene. And it's reported that about 10:15 p.m., the security team was conducting an operation in Fraser's Content, and upon reaching Fraser's Boulevard, the man reportedly brandished a firearm and pointed it at the officers. He was shot and subsequently pronounced dead at the Spanish Town Hospital. The Independent Commission of Investigations is now probing that incident. On to sports, we're going to start with Premier League. Humble Lions and Montego Bay United played to a 0-all draw. Portmore United edged Chapelton Maroons 2-1. Vere United clapped Dunbeholden 3-0, while Arnett Gardens beat Mullines United 3-0. and Mount Pleasant and the Cavaliers played to a 2-all draw. On to Manning Cup, we're almost to the end of the first round. On Saturday, Arden beat Clancarty 2-1. Mona was 1-0 winner over Charlie Simmet. Waterford and Tarrant played to a 0-all draw. St. Andrew Technical beat Haile Selassie 5-0. Calabar and Camperdown played to a 1-all draw, while Vauxhall beat Kingston Tech 6-2 and Jamaica College hammered Bridgeport 7-1. On to Dacosta Cup second round, former champions from Technical and Glenmuir High along with Happy Grove are the early qualifiers for this round of 16 in the D-Cup football competition after wins on Saturday in the rounds of 32. All three scored consecutive wins in their respective zones to ensure at least second place with the top two in each group advancing to the next round of the competition. In Group 2, Frome Technical blank Black River High 2-0 in the first game of a doubleheader at St. Elizabeth Technical Sports Complex in Santa Cruz to ensure their passage from Group 2. Glenmuir High had a similar victory over Titchfield in the second game of the Cattle Park doubleheader to ensure that they will advance from Group 7. Happy Grove ensured their passage from Group 5 with a 4-3 win over Denby in the first game played at Carter Park, while Ocherius put themselves in a position to get the other spot along with Fromtech after hammering Cedric Titus High 4-0, with Keena Reed getting a hat-trick and Jaheim Williams the other as they improved to 4 points. Orel Miller and Orion Watson scored for Glenmore High their second 2-0 win as they sit comfortable in Group 7 beating Titchfield High, while defending champions Clarendon College came from a goal down to beat Paul Bogle 3-1 as they drew level on 3 points each. And in Group 4, Monroe College were ambushed 2-1 at Drexel by Brownstown, who took over the lead in Group 4 on 4 points. And in the other matchup in this group, Alfonso Davis clapped Malden High 2-0. In Group 3, St. Elizabeth Tech and Manchester High both missed a chance to advance from Group 3 after they draw 0-0 in the second game at Stets. Both are on 4 points. And in the same Group 3, Mannings High earned a hard-fought win, beating William Knibb 1-0 and now hanging on the third spot with 3 points. To advance, Mannings will need to beat Stets in their next game. In Group 1, Kemps Hill handed Spot Valley High consecutive losses after holding on for a 2-1 win in the first game of a doubleheader at the Trelawney Multipurpose Stadium. In Lucy, Rossies came from a goal down late to earn a 1-all draw against Cornwall College, both coming from the penalty spot within minutes of each other, while Kemps Hill High and Rossies High are now tied on 4 points at the top of Group 1 after contrasting results, and Cornwall is on 2 points from 2 drawn games. In Group 6, Port Antonio High and Central are tied on 4 points each, and this is after Port Antonio High beat Yallas High 4-1 with goals from Keron George, Dwayne Rogers, and Shaquan Hardware, as well as an own goal, while Dante Lewis scored for Yallas. Central High and Dentil Tech game ended 0-0 in Linstead, while Denton have 2 points from 2 drawn games. A recap of Saturday's result: in Group 1, Rossies High and Cornwall played to a 1-all draw. Kemp Hill were 2-1 winners over Spot Valley. In Group 2, Ocherius beat Cedric Titus 4-0, while Fromtech beat Black River 2-0. In Group 3, Stets and Manchester played to a 0-all draw, while Mannings beat William Knibb 1-0. In Group 4, Brownstown High were 2-1 winners over Monroe College, while Alfonso Davis ran over Malden 2-0. Group 5, Homewood Tech and Belair High game was postponed, but Happy Grove were 4-3 winners over Denby High in their game. In Group 6, Port Antonio High were 4-1 winners over Yallas High, while Dintil Tech and Central played to a 0-all draw. In Group 7, Glenmore beat Titchfield 2-0, Clarendon College beat Paul Bogle High 3-1, and in Group 8, Christiana ran over St. Mary High 4-0, and Garvey Masio and Magrat played to a 2-all draw. And that's going to be news and sports. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.